Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? My name is Lillevik, and I am a recovering Chief Procurement Officer. I have spent about 25 years in procurement, last of which was a head of procurement for QBE Insurance, Fannie Mae, and so on. And I've implemented a lot of tools. I implemented Ariba when Ariba was cool back in the late 90s. And I've also implemented all these other tools. And the problems that I always had with these tools was I had no idea what people were actually working on, because there were so many things that were living on islands. You had data sitting in islands, you had processes sitting in islands, and basically you can't answer some simple questions, like, for example, how much are we working on right now? How many contract renewals are in the pipeline? What is the capacity to take on more work? And that becomes a challenge when you try to manage a team, especially a global teams that sit all over the world. Try to answer the slide. So essentially getting full visibility of what people are working on, what are we trying to get out of procurement, what are the goals, and so on. So I created Focal Point. And we did that to facilitate all procurement activities by bringing everything on system and off the islands with embedded data, full integrated solutions end-to-end, whether you use Coupa, Ariba, Evalua, or best-of-breed solution, so that now you can bring everything on system to collaborate, get approvals, and workflow from end-to-end for a comprehensive procurement management solution. So what that means is we are breaking down the data and process layers, so we can take data, for example, from SAP or Oracle, mine that together with, say, for example, Coupa, and use the processes. I'm using Icertis and Orchestro here on the right. And that's just an example of how we can take data from the different systems and use that as part of our workflow. So with that, you get everything on one screen. As you're setting up your project, you can then say, all right, here are the suppliers I want to engage, here are the internal stakeholders I want to engage, here are my spending and my savings tracking. And then on top of that, you can put in an exact workflow and punch in and out of, say, Coupa or Ariba or Orchestro as and when needed to facilitate that process. The other thing I find extremely helpful for our clients is this whole idea of using data with a seamless integrations through APIs. So for example, one of our clients is using Supplier.io to get their diverse suppliers. We can then fetch that supplier, you can drag and drop that supplier in. We automatically validate that supplier through USPS and Dun & Bradstreet, and then upload that supplier automatically into Coupa without the user having to do anything outside of Focal Point. So by bringing data sources together, you can get full point of view of what's going on in a category. And I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to jump to our slide here with the journey. So we were founded in 2020. We bootstrapped the company for a while. We brought our first customers on board in 2020 at the end of it. Then we got funding through Techstars and Surface Ventures. We became SOC 2 certified. We got our pre-seed round done. And now we raised a proper seed round just now with SUSE, Amplo, and Bungalow leading it. We have clients in pharma, insurance, gaming, hospitality, and so on. And we have 22 employees based in the United States as well as the Ukraine. And with that, thank you so much.